Hey guys, it's Charlie, and in today's video, I'll be talking about the secret 89-11 rule that made me a millionaire. So a little bit of background, I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years now. I basically went from being broke, making about $800 per month, to now consistently doing between $200,000 to $300,000 per month. Along this whole journey, I basically discovered that there is this really important rule. I termed it the 89-11 rule. And yeah, in this video, I'll talk about exactly what it is, how I discovered the secret rule, and how you can apply it to your own life. So a few months ago, I basically started doing some analysis on my wins and my losses, and I discovered something that was incredibly interesting. Over these 10 years, about 11% of the things or actions I did made a lot of money, and 89% of things were either a wash or they actually lost me money. In other words, for every 100 things I created or actions I took, 11 were successful. And you might think that is an awful track record. I know at first it does sound pretty bad, but I did some more digging and research and realized that this type of track record is completely normal. In fact, winning 11% of the time is actually really good. And if you look at a lot of successful people, you'll see that they have a very similar track record. This applies to investing, this applies to entrepreneurship, this basically applies to everything in life. Now, yes, I know this is essentially a pass-fail version of the Pareto principle, which says that 80% of your results usually come from 20% of your efforts. But my 89-11 rule, which yes, I termed, it's not an actual rule, it's just something that I created myself. I'm not saying that 89% of my results come from 11% of my efforts. Rather, my approach is that if you try 100 different times, you'll see big success about 11% of the time, and the rest, that 89%, it's not really going to move the needle that much. Now, the reason why this rule is so important is because I want you guys to become high volume action takers, right? If you get anything from this video, it's that you need to take a lot of action and you need to not be afraid of failing at a lot of things. This is of course one of the most cliche things you hear in entrepreneurship. Don't be afraid of failing, but I hope this video is going to give you some more context on why that is the case. I'll give you actual real life examples from my own entrepreneurship journey. Yeah, I just really think that this is something you need to hear over and over again. You can't hear "don't be afraid of failing" just once. You need to hear this consistently throughout your entire journey, because if you don't, then what most people do is they just stop doing, and that really is one of the worst things that you can do. So yeah, how about this? Let's talk about some real life examples, because this will hopefully illustrate how I came to creating this rule and how it's actually made me a millionaire. So obviously one of the first things that rich people do is they put their money to work, right? Their money is not sitting in a bank account. If you look at most millionaires and billionaires, a huge chunk of their net worth is going to be in stocks as well as real estate. So let's first talk about stocks and how this 89-11 rule applies to it. When I looked at my stock market gains for the last 10 years, I saw that the biggest needle movers came from a small number of investments, right? These are going to be unicorn companies such as Apple, Google, Tesla, paired with a bunch of different index funds. Now, those aren't the only companies that I invested in. I bought a ton of other individual companies. A lot of them don't really make that much money. A lot of them actually lose money, but some of them do extremely well. And so when I ran the numbers, essentially about 11% of my picks actually resulted in huge gains. Another real life example of this rule taking place is if you look at my videos on this YouTube channel, you'll see that a lot of them don't actually get that many views. So I did a bunch of analysis and I realized that about 11% of them are actually real money makers or channel growers. Very few of my videos actually go viral, but that's completely okay. And even smaller percentage of videos actually make me money. You see, most of the videos on my channel, they don't make money at all. They're what I call support videos, meaning they help me with the channel, the credibility, the catalog of videos. They don't actually help my business thrive monetarily. So yeah, essentially those 89% of videos, they help support the success of those 11% of videos. And if I didn't have all those other videos, first, I wouldn't even have all of my successful videos, because based on this rule, only 11% of the videos I make are going to be really good. And so yeah, if I make 10 videos, I should expect one to be a banger. And if I want to have 11 more banger videos, I need to make 100 more videos. I can't just actively select banger videos to make. That's extremely hard. It's not going to be feasible for most people. And basically just take comfort knowing that the more volume I put out, the more guaranteed bangers I'm going to have. For me, business is just all a math game. It's all numbers, percentages, pass fails. And if you swing the bat enough times, it is almost statistically guaranteed that you'll have those home runs. Now, a big part of my business is affiliate marketing. And what I realized was that about 11% of the brands I work with, those are the ones that bring in the most money. About 89% of the brands I work with are just doing okay. And so from a pass fail perspective, yes, 11% of the brands are passing, 89% are failing. So essentially a high ROI activity that I do on a consistent basis is finding new brands to make content about. For some reason, some brands and affiliates will just do really well on my channels and some are just not going to do well. That's basically just how it works. And I'm okay knowing that, yes, I will spend time, pursuing brands and affiliate deals that don't actually make me that much money. And in doing so, I'll figure out which ones are not working, but also which ones are really, really working. So that's essentially how I get extremely lucky in all the things I do. It's just because I try a lot of different things. I don't expect to win in all of them. In fact, I expect to lose in about 89% of them. And this type of mindset has just been a huge game changer when it comes to running my businesses. So let's talk about some of the takeaways that you guys should get from this video. First is chase high volume action. Keep chugging along no matter how many fails you have, because yeah, failing, it's all a part of the journey. And without actually failing, it's very, very unlikely that you will see a lot of success. This is such an important thought before you try any specific action, because I think the big thing that most people do is before they start, they think, oh, this could go wrong. I could fail at this. This could be a big waste of my time. And then they just don't actually do it. They don't attempt that thing, they don't take that action, and yeah, essentially they don't take that bet on themselves. However, if you go into it being like, okay, there's a big chance that this does not add too much to my business, but there is that small chance that it will absolutely change my business, then that's an extremely powerful mindset to have. It means you're gonna be relentless. It means that you're gonna go for things that, don't have the biggest chance of success. It's gonna mean that you're gonna implement things that may or may not work, and essentially allows you to look at life like a math equation, right? Statistics. If you want one big win, you need to do 10 different things. If you want 11 big wins, you need to do 100 different things. And of course, these numbers, they're going to be a little bit different for everyone, but I guarantee you, whatever number your number is, it's going to be a lot lower than you think, but it's also going to be high enough to where if you try a lot of different things, you will become successful. The concept of getting lucky is something that I'm so passionate about. I actually do want to write a book about getting lucky because yeah, I've gotten extremely lucky in my life. So whereas most people think luck is completely out of their hands, I actually view luck as something that you can absolutely change. And the biggest input for creating more luck is just high volume action. Again, I really want you guys to think of life and business and money as a math equation. If you set X as the number of actions or things you do, the equation you guys can basically follow is 0.11x equals wins. You multiply the number of actions by 0.11 or 11%, and over a long amount of time, 10 years for me, that's going to result in how many big wins you get. So yeah, I know a lot of you guys, maybe you try make 5 videos, none of them pop off. You invest in 5 different things, they don't really do that well. And yeah, that can get really, really discouraging. Just know that in that case, the volume, the amount of input you're putting in, it's just not enough. And it's not working because you're not taking advantage of that equation. Trust me guys, this is such a powerful formula. I really hope you guys can implement it into your own life. It's the most important thing you can start doing to get more lucky in everything, right? Literally the definition of lucky is having something happen that doesn't happen that often, something with a low chance of occurrence. But things in life and business and everything, all the good stuff is lucky. All the good stuff is hard to come by. But the more stones you turn, the more swings you take. That approach to life is the key thing to making luck a big part of everything you do. Because you're not actually lucky, you still have an 11% chance of success and 89% chance of failing. But damn, with those odds and high volume action taking, that's how anyone can become lucky these days. So now, what personally am I doing with this rule? Now that I've sort of built my foundation and made some money. Well, this is the driving force that basically encourages me every single day to take massive action within my business. I've started hiring more people. Right now we have a team of, I think, 37 people. And so yeah, I can't do everything myself, right? I can do specific actions, but I also have my team members do actions on their own. So when you look at my actions and combine that with the actions of all my team members, we're doing a lot of stuff. We're trying a lot of things. We're testing concepts. We're creating different products, different channels, different videos. This volume of stuff is only something that I can do right now because I have a team of people. Just know that when I was starting out, I personally did everything myself. I edited all my videos. I handled all my brand deals. I created all these different products myself. And gradually along your journey of entrepreneurship, you'll find yourself outsourcing more, building your team, and just sort of leveraging the efforts of other people. I know some of you guys watching this are just starting out. I know some of you already have a team. Some of you even have way bigger businesses than me. But a note that is really important for those of you starting out, do not get overwhelmed and think that you have to take insane action with a team right now. You still have 24 hours in a day. You can absolutely do a ton of action and output yourself. And this is all, like I said, a necessary part of the journey. I used to do everything myself, and I put out enough action to grow to a multiple six-figure company. But now with the help of other people and building my team and systems and processes, that's allowed me to get to the multiple seven-figure mark. And I really hope I can continue to do this so that I can get to that eight-figure point. So yeah, hopefully you guys got some value from this video. I know it's a little bit different than some of the other videos I make on this channel. This is more sort of like a rant on why it's okay to fail, why you need to look at everything as that math equation, and why you need to just take really consistent, high volume action. The reason that I'm able to fail a lot and not get discouraged is because I keep all of this in mind. I keep that equation in the back of my head. I know that to get to that 11%, I need to experience the 89%, and there really is no way around it, at least in my opinion. So hopefully you guys got some value from this video. If you already are a seasoned entrepreneur with a great business, I do want to do a quick shout out to my overseas staffing company, Paired Recruiting. We basically help you find the top 1% of talent, saving you up to 90% in payroll costs. Having the overseas team is a huge reason why my business has 80-90% profit margins. And I really think that with a quick call, we can help you guys lower your payroll, boost your profit, and build a better team for your business. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for all of your time. If you guys got some value from this video, please consider giving the video a like or subscribing to the channel. I do a ton of content just like this, where my whole goal is to help you get successful financially. Again, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.